Be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready.
REDDY, resilience in my eyes, education, discipline, determination, and that's why.
Be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready.
Warriors, wake up, soldiers, check in. What mission are we on today? It's Coach J. Ooh.
Be ready. Stay ready. Already. It's me, Ted T. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of REDDY Pipeline Podcast. Glad to have you. It's my man, Coach J. I'm Ted T. And we're both educators. We educators, and I'm just going to let Coach J give a spiel. Give a spiel about yourself, Coach J.
Okay, well, hey, absolutely a pleasure, man, to be reconnected with my partner from way back. Hey, cut from the same cloth, come up through the same streets, man, same neighborhoods, same organizations, same schools. So it's definitely a pleasure to be back with you, brother. For me, man, over the years, definitely has been a journey, definitely has been something that has molded me into this mission of educating, elevating, and empowering youth and families through education, through empowerment, and really looking at how can we truly impact our youth to the highest potential. I think it is a very serious time, a critical time for us to take it up to another level in engaging our youth in this way, in this environment, in this climate that we're in. In 2022, we talking about the pandemic, we talking about how education has shifted and changed and transitioned. This is a great time for us to really bring it to the forefront. Everything that we've learned, all of our experiences, for me, growing up on the east side of Fort Worth and just seeing how the community changed and seeing how, the community impacted or, neighborhoods and different factors and different societal factors affected my friends and, went from the crack era through the gang era, how it affected a lot of our friends, the people that we grew up with, and truly understanding that, everybody had talent, everybody had ability, everybody had a gift, but the ability for the people around them, the community, the village, to really mold and shape that had a big impact on where, they headed up, their fate and where they, what they became. So that was definitely something that always stayed in my mind. For me, I ended up, going to the Marines because my football dream didn't come through for me. You know what I'm saying? And I know you know a little bit something about that, man. So I ended up in the Marines, to make a long story short. And it was in the Marines, it was in Iraq that I had an epiphany in the desert, man. And I thought to myself, man, and I looked at all the people that was dying and all the young people that were dying in Iraq. And I said, man, how did they get to this point? How did I get here? What made pushed me to make a decision to get in a situation to where now my life is on the line, when really people told me that I had promise, I had potential, I had the ability to impact the world, at its highest level. But now I'm in a situation where my life is on the line. How did I get here? And what is it that was missing? What did I miss in the pipeline to get here? And it was at that point that I said, if I make it back, I'm going to pour my all into making sure that this next generation, the generation behind me, are empowered, and they have the opportunity to truly choose and create their future based on an envisioned future, as opposed to having their back against the wall. And it's from that mission that I've been pushing, man. And now we're here, man, in the midst of, a serious time where we can engage our young people, engage our students. And hey, I'm ready to go get it.
Already. I love it. You see, hey, y'all hear Coach J? Coach J got me pumped. I'm ready to run through the wall, baby. But yeah, I love it, Coach J. And I'm gonna give a little, my background, my story, basically how I got here and how we even link back up. Some that know me, some that don't know me. Football and just sports in general was my passion. Didn't really too much care for education. Really, if it wasn't for the sports, education wouldn't have even mattered. But I say that to say that I found something that I love. I found a passion. I found it early, and it was sort of that carrot that was in front of me, and I was going after that carrot. And I love the things that sports taught me, and not only taught me, but taught my family. I'm looking at, my older brother played at Texas Tech. I had cousins. I can go all day long from collegiate and pro family members that that played sports at a high level, and I looked up to those guys, and my dad as well. And so, like I said, I took sports serious, and I remember I believe it was about third or fourth grade when they came out, no pass, no play, and a lot of people, they kind of said, you know what, it's sort of like this thing, they setting up the system so we won't prevail, so we won't get in college, or whatever it was that they saw this thing. But it was the best thing that ever happened for me, because now I had a reason to pass my classes. And so, make a long story short, I ended up playing college football. Got my degree. Took me 10 years to get my 4-year degree, but hey, everybody that know TNT, I'm a little remedial sometime when we're in school. I'm a little bit. I'm like Day on Friday. I'm a little remedial, but I claim mine. I'm all right. It may take me a little long, but I'm gonna get there. But went on and I worked in education. As I was in school, I worked in education. Worked in even with the Boys and Girls Club from in Fort Worth, in Oak Cliff. Worked at the YMCA in Third Ward in Houston. So I've been at this thing with the youth for a long time, very long time, since I was like 19 years old. So this is a passion for me. This is something that I found, sort of like Coach Jay, I saw the gaps and what I needed that extra help or that extra hand or that extra information. So I wanted to be that guy to stand in that gap for those that didn't get it or didn't understand. And so long story short, and I keep saying that because now that I'm an educator, I'm even trying to take it to another level with the mentorship, like the mentor program we started, along with just pouring into our youth, just giving them that information. Not to say I forget about our adults, but our babies need us. At this point, our babies like really need us, and they need us bad. With the pandemic hitting, and we're kind of we putting our students in a situation that we never been in, they never been in. All this is new, and it's just sort of like people just, here, try this, try that, try this. Yeah. And so my big deal is building those relationships. You can't you can't teach what you can't reach. So we're reaching the students. I reach them through hip hop, I reach them through sports, I reach them through all kind of things. The things from social media, everything that they're on, I'm going where they are. I'm not worried about telling them to come where I am. I'm going where they are. And when I go where they are, they're willing to listen to me because I'm going in their world, and we go rock in their world. All right. So, like I said, we both share the same mission. We both share the same mission of just getting our youth from point A to point Z, and we're going to do it. We're definitely going to do it. And here on this podcast, we'll have special guests for you. We'll bring in other educators, other people that's in the community pouring in that has the same mindset that we have. So, hey, I'm glad you're here with us. So, Coach Jay, what we have on the table today? We just go. We don't even look, guys. This is no script. All right, we coming off the dome. We're gonna give you just it's more. We come with the passion.
Absolutely, I think it's important that we just kind of talk about what's going on. Why is it so critical right now? What are we seeing in schools? In families that's being affected right now. I think that's important for the people and for everybody that's listening and everybody that will be engaged in the podcast. I always say that each one of us has a critical part to play. We are a puzzle piece in the collective village that it will take to raise, rear, guide, and protect the opportunity for our youth to make it to their full potential. So there is no one that does not have a pertinent role in everything that we must do in order to truly help our youth and help the people that we're connected to reach where they're supposed to reach and where they were created to be. So truly helping everybody understand that what is going on, why is it so important that we intensify our work right now, that we take it to another level, that we take some risks, get outside of our comfort zones, and start to truly connect with one another. Because you said a critical thing, networking. That means we would have to connect and we would have to work together collectively in order for us to build everything that everybody can benefit from. Why is that so critical right now, in your opinion, Coach?
Well, you know, it's what I heard you say without saying it was we need the village. We need
Absolutely.
that village back.
It's
man.
the village, baby.
You know,
Come on now.
I'm gonna tell you, you know, we both from the same neighborhood. You know,
Absolutely.
grew up Eastwood Stop 6 and
Yeah.
gang infested,
Yeah.
drug infested, and but one thing we had was respect.
Yep.
We had love. We had people that held us accountable.
Absolutely.
And even back then, the dope dealer.
That's right.
The dope dealer even played a role.
Yep.
And I'm not saying this to be, you know, kind of putting this person on a pedestal, but I remember some guys that saw me skipping school. You know, they was on the block doing their thing. They said, you know what, little bro, you got potential. Don't do what I do,
Yeah.
but do as I say. And they boom and waiting on you to try to buck back and say I'm not, and then you know they go put you in your
That's
place.
when it get real.
And so I think we got to a point where we don't like anyone correcting our kids. We don't like anyone correcting our little babies. And I think but that was that accountability. That village was accountability because
right.
you couldn't do something on the other side on this street or do something around the corner and get away with it.
Yeah.
It normally beat you home.
Yeah.
And so I think once we get back to that, because I know we will, we're gonna get back to that. Once we get back to that accountability, hey, I think that'll make a big time difference.
Absolutely.
And I know it was in a harsh way, like I said, it's the dope dealer that's putting you in your place. But you had somebody putting you in your place.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that was critical for me, and I saw that not just with myself. I saw that just growing up. I saw that with other friends and other homies. It's like that OG go put you in your place.
That's right.
So you know that's sort of what that's one aspect.
Yeah.
What do you have?
No, I definitely agree with that, and I talk about this all the time. With that same particular type of context, that same type of situation with me growing up. You know, I had friends that got involved with drugs, that got involved with gangs, and for me, I'm in the community. I got drug houses across the street. I got gangs here. I've seen drive-bys on the street, but there was a sense of protection and an expectation for me because they saw something in me. You know what I'm saying? So even doing the gangs, and I wrote about this when gangs was at its heights, and I was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because you see people hanging around, and you see the sense of camaraderie. Because we talk about dope dealers and gang bangers as a negative. We put a negative context on it. We put a negative connotation, but really these are the same youth that grew up with us with the same type of dreams, the same type of talents. They was just yearning for brotherhood. They was yearning for camaraderie. They were yearning for someone to be loyal to or someone to trust. And these street activities represented something in their mind because the village was breaking down, right? So they saw that as that. It wasn't that they were bad, but they had a natural need, right, that was filled in this particular way. All right. So for me, I was looking at that, even though, that wasn't, if you knew me, that wasn't me, but you still looking, you still see it, right? Yeah. But they knew, nah, you go home to Jimbo, right? It ain't even got to be spoken. If I'm stepping up and they having a gang meeting and they say, nah, we ain't hooping today, that don't mean, they ain't talking about basketball. They say, no, you better get up away from here because you supposed to be doing something else. Yeah. We ain't hooping today. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that protection, that code was still in place then. Where they understood, nah, we protect the future. I had to make this decision based on where my back was against, but for you got something different, and I want you to make a different decision. I'm protecting you, even though my life, I'm in a different direction, but your direction must be to change future generations. Yeah.
You said something when you say that code, boy.
Yeah.
That code, man. And that's, hey, honestly, that's what got me through, man. I remember being in Crowley ISD, being a behavior specialist, and I have, principals. Everybody, they got more degrees than the law allows.
The thermometer.
Right, they got all the degrees. They got, from PhDs to double masters to, and for whatever reason they couldn't reach, certain students, they couldn't reach them. And I'll come in the building, I talk, and I pull them to the side, and they'll look at me like, what? How? What you? And I say, I know the code.
Yeah.
I know the code.
Yeah.
And I didn't say it in the sense of bragging, but I was like, I know where they're coming from. I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what they hurting from, or what they looking for, or what they asking without even, they not saying it out their mouth. They saying it through their action.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking that code. I'm breaking it down, and I'm talking to them, not only with the students, I'm doing it even with the parents.
Yep.
And so here it is, I'm able to navigate through all those issues and get here, and school didn't teach me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say, education can take you to a certain extent, but some stuff you just gotta live.
Yeah.
Some stuff is just real life.
Absolutely.
And I say, you know what? I look back and I say, now I understand why I went through. I wasn't a banker, I wasn't no game banker, but I definitely was affiliated. I was definitely affiliated.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's me.
I wasn't a banker, but I was affiliated, and I saw enough to know what I need to do when I need to, like you just said, the coach. Like I know, okay, I need to move around.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I remember even having my first little pistol, and I was like, we was at a party, they was, shooting a little gun in the air, you trying to scare people, you trying to get a little street cred,
Yeah.
and then they start shooting at people. I said, oh no, I don't do that. I don't shoot that way. I go up here. I don't do it that way. I ain't gangster like that.
Yeah.
But understanding that, and like I said, those things that I went through in life, didn't understand it in the moment, but now as an adult, I'm able to take those struggles, take those issues, whatever you want to call what it was, and now that's kind of in my superpower. That's helping me network. That's helping me connect. That's helping me with all this that I have bottled up in my head, and I make it look so easy to those that don't know it. Yeah. And I love that about me. I'm gonna tell you that. I love that about me. I love it. I love it. I didn't even know that I had it. It was somebody else that kind of put a light on there. Like, man, like the way you maneuver, when you talking to them, like, man, they get it. I'm like, I'm just being me.
Yeah.
But it's just,
Absolutely.
but that's that, like what you just said. It's the code, man.
Yeah.
It's that code.
Yeah, no, and I think we talked about this before. That's that cultural competence that we bring to it, that comes from experience, that comes from, lived experiences. And I think it's important, man, when we talking about, for teachers, when they come into a classroom, let's say their first day or their first meeting with their class, what is your expectation coming in? What do you see in the students? One of the things for me, and I guess this would be my superpower, is that when I see, especially a youth, and I see this in adults as well, but in a child that is matriculating through life, that's growing up through childhood and adolescence, I immediately see the potential in them. So when I engage a child, I'm engaging them based on the potential that I see for their future. I don't care what the paperwork said before they got to me. You know what I'm saying? They might have a file long as my own.
Right.
But when I see you and I start to identify potential, I start to identify leadership, I start to identify the different skills and ways that you have that can be utilized to build you up to where you were created to become. You know what I'm saying? Because for everybody, we created to become something powerful, something phenomenal, something impactful. So I see that in you, and that's how I'm speaking to you. That's what I see in you. Right. Regardless of what happened when Miss you was down in no. I see you. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Let's build from here.
Hey, we spoke about this off camera about, everything that I got in trouble for, now I'm getting a check for.
Yeah.
Everything I was so, like, you talk too much. Be quiet. You always and now that very thing you telling me to be quiet, mama, I'm getting paid for it.
There you go.
I'm getting a check, Mom. Talking too much. But I was able to express myself. I didn't read well. My comprehension was off. Like I told you earlier, I'm a little remedial, but you know what? I could show talk. Everybody, I remember doing projects and people would be, you know what? I'll be the recorder. I'll do this. I do everything but talk. Yeah. I said, you know what? I don't want to do no writing. I don't want to do no reading, no research, but I stand up and talk in front of everybody. I'll do that. Yeah. And so that was my superpower. And, all the time I thought my superpower were Just the whole sports thing. But the sports put me in a position that I could speak.
Absolutely.
You know, put me in a leadership position. And not only that, even just being a person with the charisma. I was using my charisma for the wrong thing at one point. You know, I was
Yeah.
I was loving the ladies. I was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That charisma had me.
Hey.
Yeah, I was using that charisma for the wrong thing. But to understand, matured in it, learn how to control it, and able to now monetize my superpower, monetize the thing that some people saw as my weakness. So, and what you just said is basically what we do with the students. We see those things and we take those very, very things that was some people see as a hindrance, and we put that kid in the best position to use that, put it on the platform. So with social media and all these other platforms that you can get on now, it makes it a whole lot easier for this generation to do those, to utilize that talent. So or that superpower. I don't like to say talent. I'm gonna call it a superpower.
Superpower. I love superpower. I love that. I love that terminology, man. And man, I definitely agree. I think for my fellow my educators, man, and as a consultant, you know, I'm looking at how people can utilize, just like you talked about your experience, just like we talked about our experiences, how we grew up and different things we went through, and even talking about our relationships that we've had, you know, the way we've engaged, you know, the opposite sex and you know, all of these different experiences and ways that we have engaged life is something that can be utilized as teachable moments, as situations that can educate and spark something inside of a student that they may have seen or may understand in a different way if you bring it to them real. And then you come and say, okay, this how this went down. This what happened to me, you know, and this is how I was able to overcome it, navigate it, and then now they can see the light on the other side of their situation because they say, okay, you was in something like that and you navigated, you overcame it. Okay, bam. Now it makes sense for me to pour all of my effort and energy. My work ethic can shift in math and science and reading because now I can see how I can navigate the situation that I'm in because the real life situations happen day in and day out. If they can't see a vision of themselves on the other side or a future that shows them operating at the highest potential, it's very hard to focus. Like we tell you, focus, pay attention. But if I don't see the other side of this, it's hard to say I'm just going to focus on these different tasks. All right. So the development process of vision through us being more open in allowing them to see how we've overcome, how we navigate and still navigate in real time form allows it to be a collective journey for a village that has to move together to be powerful.
Already, and hey, you hit that on the nail because it's hard for our students to see the next day. It's just not we're not even talking about the next week or next month. And I even like to use we'll say incentives. I want those incentives to be almost now because we are living in the now. Everything is instant. You know. I remember life without the microwave. You know, I remember had to put the little plate in the oven, warm that joint up in the oven, man. I remember, life like that. And I remember not having everything so instant. I remember oatmeal, you had to put it on top and it wasn't no instant oatmeal. And so this generation is that instant. Everything it is. It's quick. Everything is becoming a whole lot quicker.
Food, everything is right there. And hey, which means that our energy got to be ready.
Right. It's quick.
We got to be quick. We got to be ready, baby.
Right.
Yeah. Stay ready. What you tell them?
Be ready. Stay ready. We got to be all ready. And even with that, you look at, my background, even with the music, with the DJing. I had to even stop doing the young folk part. I'm like, look, man, I'm talking about today it's a hit. By next week, that's that old stuff. Like YouTube and everything, because everybody, you get on, it's a hit right now. They're just making hits after hits, and they just move on. They moving real fast. Look at TikTok. It's a few seconds. Vine? I remember when Vine first. Vine was the first one with that little quick. It's just a little quick video. Say that, and you're on to the next thing. So everything is quick, and you have to be quick. And if you're not quick, you're slow.
You're slow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, which translates, your energy you got to be on it.
Right.
Yeah, the spark, you got to be sparking.
Yeah.
Because you make a great point about social media and how, the different images change so quick and the music change so fast and they scrolling through it. And one thing they saw last week ain't as good as what they see this week.
Right.
So their minds is firing, sparking and firing and sparking it. But then you bring them in the classroom where everything is moving slow. Right. And you expect them to be very still and they got to look at this for a long time. And it's a conflict psychologically and physiology because they used to this movement. But you have them, sitting in a certain style and they used to move in a certain way. So considering all these things informs the way that we can start to shift and really take how we engage our youth, and take it to a level that matches their energy. And if we can match their energy, then we'll see the power of where they can go. Yeah.
And matching that energy is back to what I kind of stated earlier was about the relationship.
Absolutely.
And so once you build that relationship, you get into relationship, and now relationship is saying, I hear you, I see you, I know what you like. It's some things, from family, from your personal. It's some things and I'm gonna hit on those things. And once I hit on those things, now this person got some interest in me. Now they're willing to listen. Now you can get in, you can maneuver, because students gonna tell you everything they want. Now sometimes they may tell you in the most ugliest way, but if you open to listening and really looking and reading body language, they gonna tell you what they want. And I do my best to listen and look and try and go for it. So I mean, music, whatever it is that I can use and I see and I'm listening to, hey, let's go. And so that's, like I said, that relationship, man, the relationships are so big.
Oh, man.
You cannot teach what you can't reach. You hear me say that a whole lot. You cannot teach what you can't reach. So you got to be willing. You got to be willing and open to have those dialogues. Take that time out. Should the classrooms be smaller? Have less students? Yes, I believe that. But since they're not, now you got to put forth that effort. Should the teachers get paid more money? Yes, I believe so. But since you're not, you still got to put forth that effort. So you look at the currency of love, currency of building a relationship, currency of getting that baby from point A to point Z. That's the currency. And so everything is. I know we want to get paid. Trust me, I want to get paid. I'm gonna get paid. But I'm just saying. I have to have this sense of urgency to reach this student so I can teach this student. And that's bigger than any paycheck that I ever had in these last 20 plus years of working with the youth. Reaching and teaching. And a kid coming up to me, adult coming up to me like, man, I remember you told me, I remember you, man. And some, once they start growing a little hair on their face, I kind of remember, they have this, but I get it all the time. And so those things right there, that keep me in the pocket. That keep me going. That's that thing like, you know what? And it normally comes just when you feeling down or just when you feel like you can't, like, man, I'm tired of this. And this generation. You hear that this generation. Look, every generation had that.
Man,
every generation had their thing, but it's always that moment of a student coming back and saying, man, you taught me, or I remember when you, man, I give you that hug or that high five or that thumbs up, whatever it may be, and that's enough currency to keep me going. Yeah, bro.
No, man, you make a phenomenal point about, and you said a lot, and you be saying I'm trying to pull stuff. Okay, we need to talk, and we gonna definitely dig into these different aspects and components that we're talking about. But when you're talking about when people are saying this generation and that generation, and we coming to the point where we saying we starting to get fed up with, like we feeling like we're fed up with the generation right now. I want to be clear, man, and you alluded to this, is that the things that our youth are doing are parallel to things that we did and what our parents did when they were young. It just looks different. So because it looks different, we perceive it as something different. But really, it's the same behaviors that are, that have evolved in different ways. That's all it is. And which means we have to evolve in our thinking. I think we get so caught up in we in these comfort zones, that we have a hard time getting out of, and we get so caught up in it that we get frustrated when something is pushing us to get out of that comfort zone, and it's tugging us, and the only way that we can really be successful at what we're doing is to get out of that comfort zone. It's very frustrating. So instead of working to get out of the comfort zone, we resort to the complaining part. You know what I'm saying? To say, man, that's just what they just can't do. They just this and this just that. As opposed to saying, you know what? I ain't gonna let. You trying to outwork her? Because you're young, you think you're gonna outwork me? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Take it on. Taking on challenges. Because we'll tell the youth, hey, don't let no challenge stop you. But guess what? They are a challenge. Right. So you gotta take it on. You gotta take it on, man. So I definitely love to see warrior educators to taking on that challenge. And in many situations, it may be a matter of not exerting more effort or heightening your work ethic, but reallocating where it's going. Because you talked about relationships. If a teacher or an educator or somebody that's in or youth development work or somebody that's engaged with youth, if they look at their group, they look at their class, and they step back and say, what is my relationship with each one of these students? Do I really know who they are? Do I really know what they're interested in? Have I really assessed what they see themselves becoming? Have I really tapped into who they truly are and what are their real needs in order for me to build this relationship to the strongest level? If I can build the relationship to the strongest level, then when I get ready to teach them, it's going to flow better, and it's going to allow me to be in a better place when I'm teaching them, as opposed to trying to always, they're not doing it, they can't pull them together. No, build the relationship. Right. And from that relationship, everything can flow, regardless of if you have 10, 15, or 20. If your relationships are strong, you have an understanding with them. So when you look at them, and you're like, okay, I know Granny. I know what I know that you told me that you're trying to become an architect, right? So in order for you to do that, you're gonna have to shift that behavior to match what you say. Let's go get it right now. Already. You feel what I'm saying? So now now I'm not exerting more effort. I'm going based off the relationship, and we got to understand. Right. I'm just tapping back into the understanding we got. Right. You feel me? Right. So it may be a matter of reallocating energy, reallocating effort, as opposed to, we got to do 100 different No, shift it. Change it. Absolutely, brother. You know what I'm saying? So hey, and hopefully we increase our opportunities to help our educators and help people that are engaged in these situations to kind of, be able to tap into that greatness within them that can do that more.
Already.
Yeah.
Woo, boy! I know we done said a mouthful for y'all. Y'all probably looking like, wow, they over there, they giving the spiel, and it's more. It's more on the table. Absolutely. I'm glad that you guys gave us your few minutes and you checked us out. Look forward to the upcoming episodes.
Let's get it.
We're going to close this thing out. Coach Jay, you got anything you want to close out with?
Hey, be powerful each day, man. Tap into who we are. You wake up in the morning and you tell yourself, let's go get it today. No matter what situation you in, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you engage with, where you have to go in the morning, be powerful at what you do. And always give your best. Just like I tell my young warriors, if you give your best will get better. And everybody can impact from your best. Let's go get it.
Already. I love it. Hey, I'm going to close it out with build those relationships. You're going to hear that a lot from Ted T. Build those relationships. And you build the relationships, you'll reach. And once you reach, you'll be able to teach. Hey, I'm glad you guys came out and you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed us. Hey, leave comments. Even leave shout outs. I want to know where you're from, what school district you represent, your school, all that. So holler at us. We're definitely, we can bring our mentoring program to your school. We can we can come in and speak at your PD, all those things. And so we're available. And you'll see it on the screen. You'll see how you can contact us. And so I want y'all to be ready. I want y'all to stay ready, and I want y'all to be all ready.
Ready.
It's
Let's
me,
get it.
Ted T.
Hey, I'm Coach J. You know, we warriors wake up, soldiers check in. What mission are we on today? Hey, it's Zao. Let's go get it.
Think I'm
We out.
ready.
Be ready, be ready.